Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you an OP Mystic build guide in Baldur's Gate 3. This is a modded subclass by Zevo, and I'm also using the extended Mystic subclass mod. So we're going to go ahead here with the Mystic, who is a very powerful class. I went through all the disciplines, I've tested this class many times, I've done a lot of talking about this, but this is a very fun class. So for our subclass, I think the Order of the Wu Gen being one of the strongest because we get the elemental attunement, so we can choose an element and ignore creatures' resistance to it when dealing damage. I don't need to explain how good that is because that'll allow you to overcome a lot of fights that are challenging. And we also have the Arcane Dabbler, so you can manipulate the weave and you get 3 wizard spells. Using side points to be able to cast them, and you lose them after a long rest, but nice to have some different options here. There is a bunch of other subclasses. You don't have to pick this one, but we'll be doing this for this build. For our psionic talents, Mind Slam being super useful. It used to not have a save, but it's a Constitution save, and you can knock a creature prone. However, you can also go with Mind Thrust if you're in Act 2, because this is useful if you got the Resonant Stone dealing extra psychic damage. I like Energy Beam for the 1d8 fire, but you can change this to like ice or lightning damage if there's water set up for double damage, so very effective. Now, for our psionic disciplines, the Order of the Wu Gen allows us to take the Mastery of Fire and the Mastery of Time. The reason I like Mastery of Time so much is we get early on in the game the Borrowed Time, which gives you haste. So this is only for one turn, but this could be a really nice way to end off combat, and as a bonus action early in the game, this can be really powerful. We also get the Mastery of Time giving advantage on perception checks, which is really nice. The Twist of Faith giving advantage on saving throws and disadvantage to attack. So this lasts for one turn as a bonus action. The best feat here is the final feat that we get, but we do obviously get that a little bit later on. So we also get our Future Sight, which uses a reaction. When an enemy attacks a nearby ally, you can use a reaction to make them re-roll their attack roll, which could end up saving them. We also have the Time Stop, which will banish a creature with a charisma save for 5 side points. Doesn't have a health point minimum that it has to hit. And then we have the Chrono Ward. When warded a creature from taking harm, stored, and damage taken. When this spell ends, they regain hit points equal to the damage stored. So, obviously that's pretty good, but the best feat here that we have is Acceleration Zone. This creates a zone where you have haste for your entire team, and yeah, this lasts for 10 turns as a concentration, so that's really good. So I would recommend taking the Mastery of Time, although you can take it a little bit later on in the game if you want to take like Mastery of Water, because this one also is really good, but I'll go over that in a moment. We're also going to take the Mastery of Fire, which gives Combustion, dealing fire damage. We also get resistance to fire damage and +2 to damage rolls, and you can use that on as a Psychic Focus, so we only have one at a time. We also get the Rolling Flame, so summon a patch of fire, dealing 5 fire damage to creature when placed and when they end their turn inside of it as a concentration. Detonation creates a fiery explosion, causing creatures to be knocked prone while inside of it. And the fire form, we can turn into the fire form and deal fire damage, and then we also get our Animate Fire Elemental. Now for our psionic discipline, there's obviously a lot of them here. Mastery of Ice is also quite nice, giving yourself Ice Spike, Ice Sheet, but we'll be taking this a little bit later on. I like the Mastery of the Stars as well early game, giving yourself Radiant Astral Mode here, which gives advantage on attack rolls, and also have Moonlight. Sunburst, which is like a fireball, pretty much, and it also blinds targets that are caught in the blast, dealing additional fire damage and disadvantage on their saving throw, which blindness is super useful. We also get the Star Rail, which we can move around with, and then we also get ourselves Starstorm, which creates difficult terrain and stops targets from going invisible. So that is also a really nice choice, but we can also go with the Mastery of Ice too to give ourselves 3 great choices early on in the game. I actually may take something. We'll go, instead of the Mastery of Time, I was thinking of a few different ways. We'll take the Mastery of Ice and Fire here for our Wu Gen talents. And then we'll go with our Mastery of the Stars here. So we get ourselves Radiant Fire and Ice damage. But you can even go with like the Mastery of Water too, or whatever you may prefer. This isn't something you have to set in stone. We're going to take 16 Intelligence and put probably about 16 into your Dexterity as well. So we'll go like that. 14 Constitution, 10 Wisdom, 10 Charisma works pretty well. You can early game use the Amulet of Intelligence if you want to dump your Intelligence and put those points into other stats, but we'll go through here. I'll go over gear at the end of this video, as well as what we're going to be going with for our combat guide. So level 2 gives us telepathy, be able to peer into minds, and also give a +1 health equal to half your mystic level. So we can after spending our side points, we can heal ourselves. Pretty nice. At level 3, we get our we can now cast things up to level 3 spells, and we also get another cantrip, which I would recommend taking like the Mind Thrust there, or Mage Hand's kind of like a minor telekinesis. Even Psychic Hammer can push creatures, which is really nice. So one of these 3. we'll also go with, for our next version, I would recommend even like the nomadic kinship's nice, because we can get ourselves a loyal eagle companion, and it's pretty nice. Bestial speech as well gives a dish. You can give your bestial companion extra attacks, so it's pretty useful. But later on in the game seems to be a bit more useful. We'll take the mastery time a little bit later on, but mastery of force isn't as good as I want it to be. There's some other better choices here. Mastery of awe gives us the ability to charm targets, and we can inspire, we can bend their will and control different characters, which is really nice. If you just want more so power and strength, the Mastery of Water is nice. Given resistance to fire damage, you can travel on water without slipping. 1d10 necrotic from Desiccate. Pull creatures into an area with a tidal force. So Watery Grasp is really nice because you can pull creatures in, knock them prone, and then hit them with something else heavy. We got Water Whip here, bludgeoning damage, which is nice. Water Sphere can trap targets inside of it. And then we got our Water Elemental. So that is a nice choice. Even the Mastery of the Woods, good for animate weapon. Gives yourself some extra choices for damage there. There's so many choices that it's really hard to pick which ones work best. I also like the Soul Reaper giving us necrotic damage, and you can also heal yourself with it. Pull a willing or unwilling creature towards you with Soul Grip. Soul Eater can reduce a point, give us psi points back. And Doom a creature to a certain death. While you remain within 9 meters of it, it cannot regain health points. Its movement speed is halved and loses any resistances it has. Soul Reaper is actually really good, so I think we'll go with that there for this level. And then for our next level, at level 4, we get ourselves the Strength of Mind. So gain proficiency of a saving throw of your choice and 3 psi points per long rest. We're also going to just take our intelligence up because that's our main spell casting modifier, so no point going around anywhere else. We can also, for our next feat, take Alert. So we get the ability to cast psi points up to 5, and then we get 10 more psi points. Psionic Discipline that we'll choose here. Aura Sight can be good because this will give us disadvantage on attack till the next turn for bonus action, so we can get saved if we're getting attacked. Some of these are more so for role playing and not so much pure strength. So Transcendent Form actually is one that I really like. Transcend your physical form, increasing the range 50%, doubling the duration of conditions, summons, and the surfaces created by them when you have 0 movement speed. This used to allow you to cast 2 spells, which is crazy. Psychic Brand a creature with a Psychic Sigil, raising one of their stats to 19 unless it's already higher. Only one type of Psychic Brand can be active per target per turn. Spectral Arms gives you +1 to attack rolls, and carrying capacity is doubled. So there is some fun choices there. Even Phantasmal Mind can be nice for psychic damage, maximum damage against frightened and charmed targets, and you can upcast that one. Ghostly Curse, dealing 4 to 24 damage and charming them. Ethereal Fusion, granting them 20 temporary health points while merged, and this is kind of like a Sanctuary of sorts. And then Spectral Will give a frighten to a target, so we'll go Phantasmal Mind because that can actually be extremely strong as well, and Psychic damage works very well here. So at level 6 we get our Create Spell slots, which gives the Arcane Dabbler, letting us pick any type of wizard spell. This also includes the 5e spells, so you can get like Agonizer or Scorcher if you have the 5e spells equipped. And even it really lets you pick any level 3 spell from the wizard. So if you have other mods like the Blood Sorcery mod, you can take that there. I think that Lightning Bolt being one of my favorite choices for damage. Counter Spell is extremely useful, so you always want to have one of those just at the rip, ready to go. And even Haste is nice, but we do have the ability to get Haste elsehow. And Misty Step can be pretty good too, so I like having Misty Step. It just depends really what you want. Summon Shadow Spawn can be nice for summoning. Rhyme's Binding Ice to reduce movement speed to 0 and deal cold damage can also be nice. Even Absorb Elements can use a reaction to take away damage that you would normally be taking. Fireball is just hard to go wrong with Fireball, to be honest, so that is another good one. Or Find Greater Familiar if you have that. Misty Step obviously being one that I really like too, but we'll go with that just to keep it simple. But again, you can take whatever spells you prefer from the wizard. Now level 7 we get ourselves another version of another Psionic Discipline here, so we can go with something a bit further, like Master of Gravity is not super amazing. Mastery of Light and Dark can create darkness and light, which is good. And then you also get a Shadow Beast, they see invisible creatures, which is really good. And then Radiant Beam, which will blind targets. So that's another good version, but we're going to take Mastery of Time here because we can also do the Acceleration Zone, which is just extremely busted strong, so we'll take that. At level 8, we deal additional 1 to 8 psychic damage when attacking, and we'll take Alert at this point in time because I just think that that's probably the best way to deal extra damage. And get a first move in combat. The Mantle of Courage is really nice too, because you can give yourself extra temporary health points and giving an extra action on their next turn to 6 targets. So that's really good too. Again, haste and being able to move more and get more action economy works really well. So maybe we'll take the Mantle of Courage. I've taken that on a previous playthrough that I liked, and it's strong. Now we also get ourselves Consumptive Power. We're gaining 7 side points, reducing our maximum hit points by 7. So at a last resort, that's good to use. And we also get another cantrip. So I like the Psychic Hammer to push or pull creatures. Again, that can be useful to knock them off of cliffs. So we'll go with that there. At Psionic Mastery level 11, we get a Psionic Mastery charge, allowing us to free cast something. So that's also really good. And then at level 12, we get another Psionic Discipline, our final one. And this is really whatever you prefer. You can take your time and look through these. Psionic Restoration gives us the ability to heal, so we can kind of do everything with this build. But I also like the Mastery of Water for the Animate Water spell, and I've previously touched on that. And we'll also just take the Intelligence up to 20. So this is really strong because we get ourselves, you can see, a lot of spells and a lot of different actions that are very powerful. Like, look at that. That's an incredible amount of power. Acceleration Zone being a fun one, because you can see here, huge haste zone, so that's really great. We also have our Mind Thrust dealing a good amount of psychic damage. And you can see there, if you have the Resonance Stone set up, that can hit really hard. 42 damage with a cantrip is busted. Upwards of 60 damage in a cantrip, absolutely insane. We also got our Ice Barrier, which is pretty fun, so we can create like Ice Wall. That deals obviously a lot of damage, so we'll just set that up and show you guys what that looks like, because creating the Icy Surfaces deals a little bit extra damage. We also have the Soul Eater here as a good option to deal a little extra damage. Hits hard and it heals us too, so that's really good. We got our Detonation too, which is a huge fire spell, which can... oh crap. Oh, it didn't hit anyone. Breaks the wall of ice, but knocks everyone prone. So yeah, extremely powerful. We have so many choices that we can go with. So we also get ourselves like the Frozen Sanctuary, which can give us temporary health points. So we're pretty strong there. But what this looks like in combat, we also have our Mystic Recovery too. So whenever we deal spell damage, we can recover health points, which is friggin' amazing to do. Makes us almost unkillable because we got the ability to like frighten targets. We got, I highly recommend the Counterspell too, because that's just so useful. Counterspell and even Misty Step for movement, although there is a way to get Misty Step as one of the Psionic Disciplines. Basically every spell has a very similar version somewhere in this. So I guess what this looks like is we'll drop the Acceleration Zone right here, and then we'll come forwards. And what's good about this is now we have 2 actions, so we can go ahead here. I should have summoned in my elementals, but that's fine. We can even drop anything that doesn't have concentration, really, because there is like some of the Starstorm would require concentration, but I really like that. Sunburst or even like the Watery Grasp, and we can choose what level we're going to cast this at. It costs different amounts of side points. So with this, we can pull targets inwards with it. So we'll go ahead, throw that down, displace them, knock them prone, and then we got ourselves the ability to just zap them with something like a Lightning Bolt. That's really good. Let's use our Wizard spell, 64/64, because they were set up with water. So yeah, that is pretty good. And then we can just end our turn there, because that's obviously a very powerful turn, but even bonus action heal if we needed an extra 7 health points. Extremely useful. Got our Frozen Sanctuary there that I have up. So that's really nice. And then Doom can also doom a creature. We'll just end combat for them, but even them going into the action acceleration zone, they get that extra action, which is just so incredible. So we'll bring them out of here, and then we'll go hard at dealing damage towards them. We lose our acceleration zone, but you can always run back into it. That's a nice thing about it. So yeah, we can just run back to get ourselves the acceleration zone. Boom, 2 actions, and then we get extra movement speed, so that's not even a worry anymore. I wouldn't break the concentration there, but yeah, we do have a lot of concentration spells, so that's one thing to keep in mind, but it's worth using them. Even just going with another one of these to pull them together is really great, so I guess we can... It won't let us pull anywhere there, but we can just go ahead with it right there. Pulling him prone. Oh, it didn't knock him prone, but we dealt pretty good amount of damage there. And then we can also just drop something like an Ice Spike, which will reduce his movement speed, so forcing him to use his It'll force him to move a little, or to dash again if he wants to hit us. And then also creates ice surface because of the water there. So, yeah, I love getting all the acceleration zone on my teams because it's just nice to have all the extra abilities there. So, I won't use them. I'll just have them there. So, yeah, you're going to jump. Knew that. And he missed. Ice Spike wore off, so he has the normal movement speed. They cast the Beckoning Darkness, of course. And I guess not ideal to run into the darkness, but we need our haste, so we made haste. And then we'll go ahead with something like, even Mind Thrust can be pretty strong, as I showed off previously. So up to 60 damage, and that hit for a lot, 24 plus 6. And then I guess there we can try and pull them in with our water here. So I guess that don't have enough range for that, but even an ice barrier, that'll break our concentration. That's fine. The ice surface is just nice and deals a little extra damage there. And then elemental attune. I guess I should have went with the elemental attunement, but that would ignore any resistances. We'll just let them do their things, just to show off a little bit more combat. Bone Chill on Shadowheart. And the ice, I guess there's water surfaces there. So, she's weak to psychic damage. You know what we're going to do. I guess we have a lot of choices for damage here. I even hit it with another ice barrier. So, I love ice barrier. The ability to cast all these spells is really nice too. So, knock her up in the air. And then we can even end the concentration, but I'll just end my turn here probably. And we didn't even take any damage yet, so that's pretty nice. And just end all that. She's up there. She's concentrating on darkness again. She slipped and lost it. Oh, of course, she'll shadow step to somewhere difficult to hit. But we can also make a counter to that, deal our psychic damage, and boom, done. So that, in a nutshell, is the Mystic, one of the strongest classes. I like having the Infernal Rapier for +1 to spell save DC, +3 initiative with the Hellrider Longbow, Evasive Shoes, Cloak of Protection, Ring of Protection, whatever armor you prefer, Helldust Gloves, even like the Wave Mother's Robe for free Create Water is huge, Mask of Soul Perception for +2 to initiative and perception. This is a very powerful class, so check out the Mystic by Zevo in the Baldur's Gate 3 Mod Manager, now available on console. Hit that subscribe button below if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day, and we'll see you in the next one.